Okay.
So you find out Anna isn't just giving vague spiritual advice. She's providing Ludwig with actual knowledge, concrete ideas.
Like technical specs.
Including, and this is the bit that really grabbed me, the foundational concept for the assembly line.
Wait, what? The assembly line? Like Henry Ford's assembly line?
That very one. The book suggests the core idea didn't originate with Ford or even Ludwig.
Welcome to Witter, Who Has Time to Read, the podcast that brings deep dives for busy minds. You're listening to our Indie Ink Spotlight series, where we lift up bold voices and unsung stories from the world of independent authors. Join our AI hosts, Jane and Dane, as they explore featured works that deserve the mic. From hidden gems to raw revelations, these are the stories that move beneath the mainstream. Who has time to read? You do, with Witter.
Welcome, curious minds, to the Deep Dive. We're your co-hosts here at Witter. That's Who Has Time to Read. And this is where we offer deep dives for, well, busy minds like yours.
Exactly.
And today's special is part of our Indie Ink Spotlight series. You can catch these every Saturday. This is where we get to amplify some really bold, emerging voices from our own Witter community, independent authors, readers, the whole mix.
It's always exciting.
It really is. And today, we are diving deep into a book that genuinely sparked our imagination. Amelia and the Mirror by Priyanshu Sharma.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, this is a story that kind of dares to ask, what hidden forces might really be shaping human destiny. And does true innovation always demand some kind of sacrifice?
Those are big questions, and it's fascinating, isn't it, how the author's own journey seems to almost echo those themes.
Right. Tell us about that.
Well, Priyanshu Sharma comes to fiction from a pretty structured background. We're talking engineering and MBA.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, over a decade in marketing and sales, banking, IT. So you might expect, a very analytical approach to storytelling, maybe something quite pragmatic.
You really would. Lots of charts, maybe.
Maybe. But what really jumps out is the contrast, because their deepest passion has always been storytelling, the art of it.
That's a fantastic contrast. You can almost feel that.
Yeah.
That meticulous engineer brain maybe, but channeled into creativity.
Exactly. It's not business strategy here, it's world building. Sharma talks about a lifelong fascination with science fiction, with fantasy, those worlds where human ingenuity really pushes up against the unknown, where just one discovery can completely shift reality.
And Amelia and the Mirror. The origin is the debut novel, right?
It is. It's described as the realization of a long-held dream, which you can really feel in the writing.
You definitely can. It feels personal.
Yeah, and when you look at Sharma's background, the vision for the novel makes even more sense. They explore time travel, but not just with machines.
Okay. How so?
It's time travel through the mind, through the subconscious even.
Whoa. Okay, that opens things up.
It really does. It digs into untapped human potential, hidden awareness. And it leads right back to that question. What does innovation actually demand from us?
Sacrifice seems to be the hint.
The author suggests it often does, yeah. And also that heroes can come from really unlikely places, people you wouldn't expect.
I like that.
And it all seems rooted in Sharma's own curiosity, about history, science, these mysterious forces that might be shaping progress in ways we barely grasp.
It sounds like an invitation.
It really is. The author basically says, step into this world where nothing's quite what it seems, and the mirror might show you a lot more than just your own face.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Yeah.
You definitely feel compelled to explore that world once you start reading.
Yeah.
Sharma's built something really unique.
Agreed.
So let's get to the heart of Amelia and the Mirror. What are the big philosophical questions it's really wrestling with?
Oh, it definitely goes for the big ones. It dives right into that relentless pursuit of knowledge, And sometimes the danger in that. And it really looks at the price of innovation, the stuff we don't always see. It does a great job blurring the lines between what we think is real and the vast unknown just beyond that.
And the genre is kind of fluid.
Very much so. It's not just sci-fi, not just fantasy. There are historical elements woven in too. It builds this whole universe where history, science, these mysterious forces, they're not just background. They actively shape destiny.
Wow.
Yeah, you get this real sense of wonder, of intrigue. It makes you want to question things.
And Amelia is our way in, our protagonist.
Exactly. She's at the center of it all. And her journey is compelling because it feels so personal. She's not just hopping in a time machine.
Right, it's the mind, the subconscious travel you mentioned.
Precisely. So her quest to uncover secrets feels tied to her own identity, her own potential. We meet her early on, and she's already questioning things, like just preserving things. She feels this pull, this desire for more to life than maybe what's expected.
You feel that yearning, definitely.
And the story introduces these key elements so carefully, like without giving too much away. There's this thing called the overmind.
Okay.
A machine, basically, but incredibly advanced. It can manipulate time, reality itself.
That sounds powerful.
Immensely. And central to its power and the whole conflict really are these three crystals: matter, antimatter, and the crystal of creation.
So not just plot devices, they're fundamental.
Absolutely. They're key to the stakes, the cosmic implications. Sharma really integrates them into the fabric of this universe.
And the world itself feels lived in, right? The character.
Oh, totally. It's very immersive. You meet Amelia's ancestor, Ludwig Forfor. He's this brilliant inventor figure.
The source of a lot of the tech, I'm guessing.
You got it.
Yeah.
But he's not alone. He has collaborators, friends. Alistair and Maya are key partners.
Okay.
And here's where it gets really interesting. Historical figures like Nikola Tesla and Henry Ford, they get pulled into Ludwig's projects.
Wait, really? Tesla and Ford.
Yep. Woven right into the story. It really blurs that line between history and speculative fiction. Makes you wonder,
It absolutely does. What other connections could be out there?
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. There are these mysterious entities, too.
Right.
Almost godlike beings.
Like,
There's Anna. She's described as this ethereal, bird-like celestial being. She acts as a sort of guide, cryptic, but offers insights.
a guide from beyond. Interesting.
Hints at wisdom beyond human understanding, yeah. And then on the other side, you have the main antagonist, Zeta 2,
Okay, who's Zeta 2?
a Lizardicon warrior. Think
Okay.
powerful reptilian entity, very determined.
Lizardicon.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And his goal.
Control. Complete
on.
control. He wants the overmind, the crystals, wants to manipulate civilizations, rewrite history, basically.
So the stakes are cosmic, civilization level.
Absolutely. The whole plot really spins out from Amelia's origin story, her search for truth in this complex world, and this massive clash against forces trying to control time itself. But it's all grounded in themes of innovation, sacrifice, heroism, finding strength when things seem impossible.
Okay, that's a lot to unpack. Themes, characters, world building. But you mentioned something earlier, like a standout moment. Something that gives insight without spoilers.
Yes, there is this one specific revelation. It really clicks something into place about the narrative soul, I think. And it's unexpected.
I'm listening. What is it?
It focuses on Ludwig Forfor, the inventor ancestor, specifically his interactions with Anna, that celestial bird guide we mentioned.
Okay.
So you find out Anna isn't just giving vague spiritual advice. She's providing Ludwig with actual knowledge, concrete ideas.
Like technical specs.
Including, and this is the bit that really grabbed me, the foundational concept for the assembly line.
Wait, what? The assembly line? Like Henry Ford's assembly line.
That very one. The book suggests the core idea didn't originate with Ford or even Ludwig purely on his own, but came from Anna, from this otherworldly being.
Hold on. So one of the biggest industrial innovations has a cosmic origin in this story.
That's the implication. It completely reframes how you think about human ingenuity versus external influence. Henry Ford standing on the shoulders of a celestial bird being. It's wild.
That is wild. Okay, that definitely stays with you. Why do you think that moment resonates so much?
Well, partly because it directly challenges how we usually think about history, right? It suggests these external, almost divine nudges shaping human progress.
Yeah, it messes with the standard narrative.
Exactly. It's not just a cool sci-fi twist. It blends that speculation with real history in a way that makes you pause. It really hammers home that theme. Progress might be influenced by forces we don't see, forces we don't even conceive of.
It makes you ask, what
Yeah.
else? If the assembly line could have this hidden origin.
Right. What else that we credit purely to human genius might have deeper, stranger roots? Does that change how we view discovery? Maybe collaboration has a much wider meaning.
A universal collaborative consciousness. Or maybe we're just channels sometimes.
Could be. It definitely makes you reconsider the whole idea of invention and inspiration.
That's Yeah, that's a really powerful idea nested in there. It highlights that theme of interconnectedness, too, between different realms of knowledge, different kinds of beings, even.
It really broadens the definition of inspiration, doesn't it? Maybe it's less about conjuring something up internally and more about being receptive.
Open to receiving it, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a cosmic muse. Okay, that's a fantastic standout moment. So, zooming out, what's the overall feeling, the takeaway vibe after finishing this deep dive into Amelia and the Mare?
For me, it leaves you with this lingering sense of interconnectedness, like the universe is woven together in ways we don't usually perceive. And this real curiosity, almost a thrill about the forces just beyond our sight. The story just hums with this unseen energy.
Yeah, I get that. Makes you want to look closer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
At the world, maybe yourself, looking for those hidden truths.
Exactly. It feels like maybe like the quiet afterglow of discovering a hidden room in a familiar house, something known yet suddenly vast and new.
That's a great way to put it. Which leads us to maybe a final thought for you, the listener.
Yeah, a question to maybe carry with you, inspired by the book. As you navigate your own life, your own journey, what unseen forces or maybe what untapped potentials inside you might be guiding your path?
Ooh, good one.
And thinking about that theme of sacrifice, what might true innovation, true progress ask of you?
Wow. That's definitely something to reflect on. A perfect echo of the book's spirit.
We hope so.
And speaking of bringing bold stories into the light, this is where we want to extend a personal invitation. If you're an independent author, a debut author, someone crafting these kinds of thoughtful, compelling narratives,
Please reach out.
yes, we genuinely love to hear from you for our Indie Ink Spotlight series. This whole series exists to amplify voices like yours, give your work the platform it deserves.
It's why we do it.
It really is. And submitting is super easy. Just send us an email. The subject line should be Community Exchange. And the address is WHTTRpodcast@gmail.com. That's WHTTR-podcast@gmail.com.
We're looking forward to reading.
We really are. We can't wait to discover what you've created and explore some new worlds.